Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, sir.
Welcome back to our third week of school. Unfortunately, we was not here last week for us to do our practice work, but I'm sure everybody got their work from last week, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now for today's class, we're going to move on to graph and charts. Now graph and charts are the term is used interchangeably, right? However, it plays a major part in when you have to present your information. You probably heard this word before. A picture is worth 1,000 words. You heard it before?
Yes, sir.
You can guess why? Because a lot of things in the picture. Picture shows a lot. Alright, if I have to describe this might make you feel hungry, right? A nice barbecue. Juicy barbecue. When you pull the chicken come out the bone. A nice spicy flavor. How much you have to imagine in your mind right now? But if I come and show you a picture of a barbecue chicken, which one work better? A picture, right? Because the picture, you have a more better visual of what it is, right? And it's easy to describe. Now, some things are better off shown on a graph or a chart. Now, as a student, right, you have to create graph and chart that are well labeled. That when somebody look at it, they could read the information you have and understand it. Remember now, you're not just doing this as an assignment to just pass this course. Right? You're here, EDPM is preparing you to go into the world of work. Some of you will leave here, you will go and you will become entrepreneurs. Meaning you have your own business. Some of you will go and work in offices. Whatever way you go and work, at some point in time you will have to do a presentation. Maybe you have your own business and you got to do a presentation to get grants. You got to learn to do graphs. Maybe you work in a company and your company has to do a presentation at the end of the year and the supervisor, the boss comes and say, here Rapid, come and do this graph for me. Right? You must know how to do these things to make your stuff look presentable. Now, there is a slight difference in the two. Although we use it interchangeably and we say graph and chart, there is a slight difference. Right? I don't think CSEC would specify much in it. However, there is a guide that they will give you on how to select the appropriate graph or chart. Right? Not all the graph and not all the chart fits to every situation. Right? So first, let me tell you the difference. So charts are tables, diagrams, or pictures that organize large amounts of data clearly and precisely. Right? This is mostly like putting out information to make it like a picture like that. So like a pie chart, right? Or I think somebody had given me a while a student said, oh, yeah, I heard about tally chart before, right? Yeah, I heard about pictograph before, right? Good. All those are charts, right? They use pictures and so on to display or give the information out. Whereas a graph focuses on raw data and show trend. That's why you will hear the word bar graph, line graph. You with me? Good. Now, let's look into how to actually do this on a computer. So I have a lot of tabs open, just give me a minute. So I'm going to open a new Excel. Let me turn on the projector for you. Can everyone see on the board? So just excuse my device, have a lot of very busy day for me today. So alright. So we all know my Excel. We covered this first week of school, we covered the term before. Right? Now most of the times you will find that you will have to do your graph in Excel. Yes, graph can be done in Microsoft Word, right? And so on. However, Microsoft Word and other softwares will incorporate or bring in piece of Excel to do the graph, right? Or part of the Excel program to design or create a graph. Now, how do we go about creating graphs, right? You're not going to, your system not working? No? Computer didn't working? No? Alright, sit next to Aiden now and look what Aiden is doing on the computer. So you have system working in the back? Alright, so first we're going to go to insert. Now in the insert tab, fortunately Microsoft, let's get a amplifier. So we'll zoom in for you guys to see. Alright, so this is visible now, right? Fortunately, in Microsoft Excel, there is an entire block that is specified on doing graphs, right? Now, of course, yours will not look big as mine. I use the magnifier because I want to show the projector, right? So when you click Excel, yours will not show that big as how mine will show very small. Then what you find the insert tab. Let me see, you have insert tab. Alright, so I'm not sure how yours is grayed out. Click out in the box. I can click out in the box outside. Click out in the actual spreadsheet. You didn't get through? Put PC25 to log in. Over here, upload it, open it. Right? Good. Now, you will notice here it says recommended charts. This feature is very handy, right? It could recommend you a different chart. Now, sometimes you will find that charts will give you a hard time. So I'll teach you a trick. This is not in the textbook, right? If you're ever finding a hard time creating a specific graph, guess what you do? You go into Excel, you do something. Alright, so here what? In every time you do a graph, you always remember this word, it's not in the textbook, right? If you ever find a difficulty creating a graph and you're not getting the print to look how you want it to look, create the graph in a next format. A graph or chart in the next format. And then there's a nice handy feature you will see later on where you can convert a graph to a next graph. Right? Saves you a lot of work, right? And a lot of times you will find it easier when you're going to come to like things like line graph and so on. Sometimes the data is starting to give you a little hard time to plot. Right? So you won't find it in the textbook telling you to go and do that, but that's a shortcut way, right? To get to. So first we're going to look at, we click on recommended charts. And we'll see what they give us. So you see it says here, we must select the cells that contain the data, right? Because for them to recommend a chart for us, they must know what data we are presenting. Now there are certain rules we must follow. Because for today's class, we're going to stick with two main so we're going to do a bar chart, bar graph, sorry. And a pie. These are two very popular stuff you come across in SB. Bar graphs and a pie chart. Now, in EPM we mark very difficult for it, right? Because we are marking to make sure you create mailable documents that are correctly done and don't carry any errors, right? Of course, accuracy is another part. But although we mark for accuracy, a lot of the accuracy depends on you as a person doing your document. Right? Good. Let me just click this out. Go back. Alright, so when I click here, you will notice if I click on the individual graph or chart, I have various options shows up. How do I want to? We have 3D and we have 2D. Choosing 3D and 2D, it all depends on your preference, right? In some cases, 3D looks good and well presented, but most of the times you stick to 2D because of its simplicity, right? Now you notice we have two types here. We have the one that is flat or simple, and these two are the ones here. Now these two here, late down the term, you understand where this comes in use. This here is useful like if you want to compare how much something is used. Let me give an example. Maybe we're asking in the canteen, we're selling beverage. And we want to compare male versus female who drink a lot of beverage. So like this here, you will probably have, what beverage you canteen is that? Alright, Buster. So you might have Buster here, and then you might have male and female comparing the same chart. Who use most or who use less. Right? Good. Alright, so let's go into today's actual work. So I'll give you 2 minutes. So just click through and see the other charts available. We have the waterfall, we have the line, we have the histograph, we have the combo, we have the pie, scatter, and surface. I'm not really sure why we all use surface for. And we have pivot chart. Pivot chart is very, very handy, but we haven't covered that in this term's work. I will show you another time why it is useful. Pivot chart, you can pull out the whole set of information from a whole table without doing much work. Right? Good. Click through quickly, check out the different charts, then we give you your first chart you will be working on. Alright. Mouse working? Just clip out the wire and the USB plug come back to the back now. Good. Now, we're going to do our first chart today. Our first chart, you want to write in the board, and you just want to write it for yourself. So, yeah, can you please turn on my light, man? Prepare a pie chart. Male. Alright, now the pie chart. One of the most useful chart, or very common chart you'll come across, right? Comes with a bit of guideline. Pie chart shows how things fit within a particular the pie chart is used basically to compare a few stuff. And it shows how much space or how much amount it makes up for one particular object. Alright, I don't think I'm still doing it correctly. That didn't catch where you're going from? Alright. So, a pie chart. Let me see what's able to give you. A pie chart. A pie chart shows the percentage that makes up an object. Is that better? No? No still? Alright, let me give you an example. So remember I said your pie chart is used to compare a few amount of stuff, right? Or show how it makes up something. So let's say we have a class. This is your class. And we have males and females in the class. A pie chart, for example, we can use a pie chart to show how many males and how many females are in the class. Right? So there at the back. Right? Or alternatively, let's say the canteen is selling drinks. Right? Or we were talking about drinks, right? So the canteen sells Buster. What next? Fanta. Q. Water. Coke. Is that Coke? Coke. Ideas? Alright, Pepsi. right? Alright, so what I'm saying, a pie chart shows how, or it is used to compare what percent of something makes up an object, right? Let's say this chart is showing the drink sold at the canteen. Right? A pie chart can show how much percent of drink, of a particular drink, are being bought by students. Right? So maybe you might have, how much drink Boston? Raise your hand, drink Boston in class. Alright, one body alone. Right? How much drink fruit a year? How much you drink Quench choice? Yeah, like boy, you drink Quenches in this class. Alright, how much you drink water? What? It's a healthy class, right? How you drink water? How much you drink Cokes? I can't say people are back. I can't drink Cokes. How much you drink Pepsi?
Every day is like Pepsi.
I can't drink out two Cokes or Pepsi, whatever one they go. Alright, so see what happens here, it shows you how it's made up, right? The percent of how much things make up. The total, right? Can I catch your comment?
Yes.
I can't seem to figure out that I have a specific word to tell you guys already up. I can't pinpoint my word to tell you the exact stuff, right? But let's do an example, try it first, then we'll see how it goes, and then you will ask them more questions, right? So our class says prepare a pie chart to compare the males and females in the classroom. Good? We will come to this in the second example, right? So you go in your Excel sheet, you put male, five, right? Not five? 1, 2, not 3. We have 3 males and females. Not 5 minutes class. Good. Do that quickly. Let me show you how it's done here in the computer. So I have to take out the magnifier, right? So we're gonna have male, female, good. Tell me when you're finished with that. Let me erase here. Now everything in the pie chart, right, goes out of 100. Doesn't matter what you have, it goes out of 100. So when you're gonna do your data set, yes? What's up? Alright. Go next to here. Go next to Britain. Samira. Take a chair, come with Darius. We got chair, Darius, right? You guys working? Erin, come across next to Tanisha. Your father is on here, right?
It's still recording.
Huh?
Still recording. Akel, turn back real quick.
Ah, you can pause it, right?
Okay.